Last night's State of the City is getting a lot of attention today. Mayor Todd Gloria defending tough decisions after saying the city was dealing with a massive budget deficit that built up over years. He touched on major issues from the homeless crisis to housing and affordability and the steps he says were necessary to cut that deficit.
I knew that there would be days like many that we've experienced together this past year when the decisions we had to make would be hard and the headlines would be harsh.
As Gloria looked ahead to 2026, a big topic many San Diegans continue to put front and center: homelessness. ABC 10 News reporter Ryan Hill spoke to people on all sides of that issue, from the city and what they're doing to clean up the streets to advocates and what they feel the city still needs to do.
This issue is urgent, it is complex, and it demands action.
The issue, homelessness, a key staple of Mayor Todd Gloria's campaign back in 2020 and an annual point in his State of the City. Thursday's update, a bit different from years past.
And the results of our efforts are becoming clearer. You can see it, and the data confirms it. Together, we are expanding shelter, strengthening outreach, creating real pathways off the streets. And we've done it by insisting on a simple truth: a sidewalk is not a home.
Gloria's right. The streets have less tents and people are looking for somewhere to sleep. The local highways, however, that's where many have ended up. During his speech, Gloria addressed that, highlighting a pilot program that started last July with the state and city turning their focus to highway encampments.
We've been able to remove over 320 encampments, which has resulted in over 200 tons of waste removed. And then with that, though, we do offer services before, during, and even after if they want them, of which we've gotten 95 people into a city shelter or service option. And of those, we've actually gotten 8 people into permanent housing option.
I spoke with some local nonprofits about how they view the current state of the homelessness crisis.
I think there's a lot of activity. I think there's a desire on the city's behalf to make progress around homelessness.
The crisis still remains, right? The fact remains that we have many unsheltered individuals on any given night on the streets.
But some advocates still have questions about that progress.
I think the mayor said that they had increased shelter capacity. Our question would be where.
The city's homelessness strategies and solutions department tells me it did add 2 shelters in 2025, one with 43 beds and another with 50 beds at the moment, but can have an increased capacity of 210. It also opened up the H. Barrick Safe parking lot and the Safe Sleeping Site O lot expansion of 235 more tents in late 2024 that bled into 2025.
But those are, individual tents without heating or air conditioning or some of the many other benefits that exist at a bridge shelter or transitional housing.
We also recognize that there are more seniors who are falling onto the streets, more behavioral health issues that we're seeing both on the mental health side and the detox side.
Gloria did acknowledge that in his State of the City.
We need more treatment capacity, more psychiatric care beds, more detox and long-term recovery options. We need faster pathways from the street and into care.
Ryan Hill, ABC 10 News.
ABC 10 News covers the issue of homelessness year-round, and each year the point-in-time count gives us a snapshot of where things stand. In 2023, there were 6,500 unhoused San Diegans. That number rose slightly to nearly 6,800 in 2024, but last year, as Mayor Gloria noted, the number fell to under 5,900.